Welcome to Deep Thought. The Beauty. Now, check it out, right? The Beauty is a comic book I get. Now, I know a lot of dudes, still get into comics and everything, and that's cool. And, talking about Superman, Batman, Aquaman, and all of that, that's cool. As an aside, a lot of women weren't Aquaman fans. They just watched because it was Jason Momoa and supposedly took off his shirt or something. Man, y'all know. So anyway, maybe I should do a podcast on that. But anyway, The Beauty. It's a comic book I get. It's published by Image Comics, and I like the premise of it, right? See, The Beauty actually refers to a sexually transmitted disease, right? But instead of this sexually transmitted disease causing, all types of pain and stuff, it makes a person beautiful. It'll burn off any extra weight. It'll take care of skin blemishes. It'll make somebody look younger. So the whole premise is, the underlying premise of the book is, actually, this is a disease people trying to get. And it's not like just one continuous story, but like I say, interconnected stories. Like they'll have story arcs and everything. Like in the first story arc, the main guy who was a detective, he needed to start investigating why people who had the beauty were dying spontaneously. They were like exploding, right? And there's a time limit on it, but people don't care. So, and then, he wakes up one morning and all of a sudden he's younger and better looking, which meant his wife had to cheat on him. So that was deep, and they haven't really explored that angle yet, right? And his partner already had it. So you got these two beautiful people running around trying to solve some stuff, right? And like I said, he had some stuff. There was a standalone in there about a guy who everybody thought had the beauty, but he was just naturally attractive. And that was a pretty good story. But I was thinking about that on a bigger level, right? Because, just the whole idea of beauty and what people do for it, whatnot. Because I actually had an idea for a story about similar to that, where the focus will be on very beautiful people. In fact, I actually made a reference to it in my fiction book, Starting from Zero, right? Made a reference to it because it's a deep concept. Think about it. Think about it, right? You have a venereal disease going around, sexually transmitted disease, but it makes you beautiful. And that was an issue. People were trying to get it, right? People were trying to get it, and then the people who didn't get it hated on the people who got it. It was just like, wow, that's a good concept. That's a good concept. Because if you think about, when you really think about the power of beauty. Now, I know on my men's channel, I always talk about, as far as relationships, you need more than just looks. You need to develop some stuff, right? As far as relationships, but beauty is still a power. Beauty still influences people, right? Like if somebody's let's be real. If somebody is beautiful or physically handsome, they're going to get more looks at them than the average person, and it's going to influence somebody. Like I was telling somebody the other day, like men, like people need to fix up. People, because it's more than just getting a mate. But, if you standing in, like if you want better service somewhere, the beautiful person is going to get the attention. If you want to get a job, the beautiful person is the one they're going to think about, even if that person isn't as qualified as the more average looking person. Beauty influences people, right? It's a power. It's literally a superpower if you think about it, right? Because the world is moved by relationships. So anything that can influence a relationship is a power. Like sex appeal is a power, but sex appeal and beauty are two different things, right? As I explained ad nauseum on my men's channel. They're two different things, but it's still a powerful thing. That doesn't lessen its impact. When we see somebody that has a bone structure that says to, that a majority of people consider attractive. Well, like I said, they get everything. Like if you have, if you look at a lot of actors and actresses, right? Most of them are all right. Most of them really ain't that good. Most of them play the same part, but if they look good, you don't really see the depth. Like the better actors and actresses are actually don't look as good. What they call character actors, and they actually better at it. In fact, when you look at stuff like the Emmys or Oscars, that's usually who wins Best Actress or Actor. The average looking Joe, right? But what does the beauty do in movies and stuff? Entertainment. It sells stuff. People will pay good money to watch somebody beautiful on screen. So I was just like, damn, that's deep. And then you telling somebody they can get it? And then the idea I had for it was going to be kind of science fiction-y where, real beautiful people were treated like the X-Men. And I've actually said that if you really think about it, people who fascinate me, who have that type of bone structure that is almost considered universally attractive, because each culture has a beauty standard. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. But then you do have those rare people, they just have something about them that they can put them any place in the world and they be like, wow. And I've actually said they're almost like anomalies and stuff. They really are, because it's just like you don't see it often. Most people are average looking. Let's just be real. Let's just keep it 1,000. So then when you got somebody who stands out, that's a powerful thing. Think about how much influence there is. Think about it. Right? That whole halo effect thing, right? They sitting up there chilling and stuff, and then you looking at them and it's like, oh yeah, this must be a good person. It's not an accident that many serial killers or many women who will screw a man's life up actually are physically beautiful, because people are influenced by it, they moved by it and stuff. Like I said, it's not the same as sex appeal, but you still move, you still looking. Right? Because you're still influenced by that image and everything you see. Right? So I was just like, that was deep. And that's why, that's one of the things that actually fascinate me. And like anything with power, like that's a great power if you have that. That's a great power. So I'm just like, But yeah, the beauty. Yeah. If y'all want to check it out, I think there's a link in the description box. Right, there's a link in the description box. But I like the story. I like the premise. It's and I mean it is kind of deep, because you had this one guy who injected himself with a beauty. Now this dude started off with a rough face and is about 300 pounds. Right, he went through this crazy transformation, and he not only started looking good, but then they started adding elements like the people were faster and everything. It was like, their recovery time was faster. They had faster reflexes and everything. So I was just like, okay. I like how y'all did that. But it's something to think about. I mean, y'all know how I do one here. I just be thinking about random stuff and I'll just present it to you. But like I said, check it out. It's one of my favorite series because I like stuff that make you think, because I'm kind of past like the regular superhero stuff. I might pick up something once in a blue moon, and I'm actually at the point I prefer watching it. But this series is pretty good. Now this ain't a formal review of it, but it was just more looking at the questions that come from this. All right, what if I mean, seriously, just think about it. You got a disease going around that makes you beautiful. People will be hoeing. People would be hoeing, Now, they still haven't gotten to the angle where it was publicly known in the series that, there's some people dying naturally from this. But, I think they plan to keep it going for a long time. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.